9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Listen. This is Timeless Elite Wednesday, and who is ready for some blood and guts happening tonight? We are in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're on the road to Full Gear. We just have 2 more stops to make. Well, we have a big stop happening, but we in Greensboro, North Carolina, we're just ready for blood and guts happening because we got the men's, we got the women's, we also have a false count anywhere match between Hangman Adam Page and Powerhouse Hobbs. Obviously, for the men's side, the Death Riders, John Moxley, that little run, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, Pac, and Claudio Castagnoli against Darby Allin and the conglomerations, Roger Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, and my main guy, Orange Cassidy, and the women's blood and guts, Mercedes Mone, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir. I'm trying to think. I've been saying this. Oh, the Triangle of Madness taking on Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Kris Statlander, Harley Cameron, and Willow Nightingale. And the ring announcer wasted no time. Very curious which one's going to kick off, because I said when we got off at WWT, I think the women should main event, but it's a long stretch because I think the guys should kick off first. But also, just to let you know, and actually I found this out on Collision last week, we're going to get an appearance by the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So they will be there tonight. So I don't know. Oh, women's. Figured, God, I really wanted the women to close out the show. Yeah, pretty much. It's pinfall or you're pretty much forfeit. That's pretty much. I mean, I'm okay with the ladies, but the ladies should have at least ended the main event. I mean, I understand like one of the big storylines that they have is Darby and John Moxley. And I think almost the entire conglomeration has been everywhere, but we shall see. But we are coming out with Skye Blue as part of the Triangle of Madness. And she has a barbed wire kendo stick. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, Boza, I think time-wise, because I think if it was like the classic with the guys, like 5-on-5, I could see it main event. But we're kicking off with Skye Blue, and we have Willow Nightingale coming out. And I will say, Willow Nightingale's no stranger to these kind of matches. She was in Anarchy in the Arena earlier this year, beating up Marina Shafir. She was also in a Tornado tag team match. Her and Kris Statlander teamed up against Julia Hart and Skye Blue on an episode of Rampage in a Winnipeg. So just to let you know, these 2 ladies are going to start off first. We know the Triangle of Madness, Mercedes, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, all have an advantage after what happened on Collision this past week. So they do have the advantage. So I know, Boza, I know there was just so much chaos happening on Monday when I watched WWT with everything happening. But yes, technically it should be Team Triangle of Madness, but I know they put Mercedes up front. But yes, and they're going to start off, but we know the Triangle of Madness and Mercedes do have the advantage. So we're going to kick off with Skye Blue and Willow Nightingale. These 2 ladies know each other very, very well, and here we go. And also with the fact, too, there was one match I forgot to mention. Willow Nightingale, Kris Statlander in their street fight last year. That was crazy. At All Out in Chicago. That was crazy. But here we go. We got these ladies, and Willow, you know, when she has her hair up and she has everything, when she has her hair up and when she's not smiling, you know she means business. And I love that about her. I don't have a problem with her being smiley, but I would like to see, we see signs of her being aggressive. We've seen her be aggressive. So let's see what the ladies can do. Because I feel like if you're going to give the men, no pun intended, all out to do, you should at least give the ladies at least some leverage. Because a lot of these ladies are not afraid to take any bumps. Most specifically, like in this, intergender matches, whatever. And I think that's one of the things I do like about AEW, because you get to have a little bit of fun and they get to sneak in some of them. They get to be a little bit sneaky with some of these intergender matches, which I love. So it's nice. And I think they did the women's to kick off only because the Death Riders, and I'm pretty sure whatever condition Marina Shafir is in, I'm pretty sure she's going to help out with the Death Riders. So I think that's why the men are going to end and the women are starting. But that's just me. I think most of they're going to pace, but here we go. These two ladies are going to go at it. This is going to be a very fun match, and I'm very excited. And also feel free to put in the chat who you guys got winning the women's Blood and Guts. Do you have Mercedes Monet, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the Triangle of Madness, or do you have the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Kris Statlander? Put in the chat who you guys got winning in this match. Because I'm not going to lie, after Kris Statlander, I should say Jamie Hayter, because this all, and you know what's crazy? This all started pretty much with the Triangle of Madness pretty much wreaking havoc on not just Jamie Hayter and Queen of Manana. They also wreak havoc on Mina Shirakawa, Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale, Kris Statlander, all the women. Wow. I know Willow is starting to feel very confident. There's no problem with being confident, but just know that her team does have a disadvantage because, as I said, what happened on Collision this past weekend, Sky Blue's team do have an advantage going into this match. So, I know, Boza, it's crazy. It's very stacked. I love to see the women's division AEW thrive. It's just, they just need to work on their storylines creatively. Oh, well, it doesn't shock me either. And Boza and Sky Blue is busted open. Not the first time she's been busted open. Like I mentioned, Willow and Kris Statlander took on Julia Hart and Sky Blue in a tornado tag match on an episode of Rampage in Winnipeg. So, and like I said, I would not be shocked if Willow was bloody because Willow and Kris Statlander fought in that street fight last year at All Out. And she was in Anarchy in the Arena this year. So, this does not shock me at all with Willow. Let's see how these ladies handled. Yeah, Sky Blue's I wonder what Kyle Fletcher is thinking in the back, because I know he's very proud of Sky Blue and he knows she can take care of herself, but I'm very curious on what his reaction is going to be. And, timer's up, and we're going to see who is the next person, and we're probably going to get from Sky Blue's going to get some backup, but who is it going to be? And it's none other than Julia Hart, former TBS champion. And that's going to be fun to do. So they have the advantage in this. It's 2-on-1. I'm very curious on who's going to be next in line to help Willow. But just to refresh everybody's memory, Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale started off the match. And the third participant is Julia Hart. I know, it's crazy, Boza. Oh, Julia Hart's putting Willow Nightingale on that mat, on the turnbuckle. I hope they let these girls go loose. That's all I'm hoping for. They go loose. What did she do? her arm. Julia Hart keeping her balance. She used to be a cheerleader too. I'm pretty sure because Brody King did an interview a couple weeks ago, and he talked about how proud he is of Julia Hart and how she's growing. So I'm pretty sure Brody King is so proud of her in the back. And they're doing with the turnbuckle. What do they have? They're going inside, but what are they looking for? I'm just telling you, I hope these ladies go all loose. I want to see them go all loose. I want to see them make havoc. Everything. I just want to see them cut loose. In the words of NSYNC, no strings attached. Skye Blue with that athleticism. Julia Hart and Skye Blue, yeah, they have the double team. So hopefully Willow does get some help. I hope she does get some help soon. Double kick. And who's the next one? So who's next? Ah! Oh yeah, Skye Blue's versus. But here comes Harley Cameron, the Babes of Wrath tag team partner, who, by the way, they advanced. By the way, the Babes of Wrath did advance last week. So here comes Harley Cameron. Oh my goodness. Here comes Harley. Harley's fired up. I really want to see her. Well, and actually for Harley, it doesn't shock me at all because her and Anna Jay were in a no disqualification tag team match between Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. So she's used to this stuff. Double clothesline by Willow Nightingale. But happy to see the Babes of Wrath. And like I said, they did win last week. So and both, as you said, the number one contender. Harley will be challenging Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's World title next week, since she did get a pin on her last week. So get ready. And you're hanging out with me, your Timeless Elite, your PR princess for Timeless Elite Wednesday. Special edition of Blood and Guts. Ooh, Harley Cameron with that dropkick to the chair onto Julia Hart. And it looks like Willow's going to do a cannonball. Yes, she did. A cannonball onto Skye Blue. So nice to see the Babes of Wrath take it on. I'm with Kate. Hopefully we do get to see Mini Mone make an appearance. But this match is on commercial, but I'm watching this on TBS. But it is on picture in picture. And I do love the commercial that they're doing for Full Gear. So continuing this match, if you're joining with me right now, we have the women's Blood and Guts match. We kicked off with Skye Blue and Willow Nightingale. Then we had Julia Hart. And now we have Harley Cameron coming into the fray. So I don't know who's going to be next. I'm very curious on the order. How's it going to be? I'm also very curious on how my other ladies are going to be. Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, because God knows, as I said, how are they going to look eye to eye with the fact they have an unorthodox rivalry and story that needs to be told. And with the fact, too, all these other storylines within the women's division are technically intertwining. And some of them have been with the guys as well. Obviously, we know Willow Nightingale's been feuding with Marina Shafir. She also had to deal with, her and Harley Cameron had to deal with Megan Bayne because with FTR and Jet Speed. Obviously, of course, the triangle of that has been making wreck towards Jamie Hayter, Queen Amanada, Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Willow Nightingale, pretty much almost everybody in the women's division. I'm very curious how Mercedes' team is going to really interact with this because I have a feeling they're all going to turn on her, especially if she lets her ego get in the way. And I would not be shocked if we did have Athena come out and kind of screw Mercedes in the match. Because if you did see Collision this past weekend when Lexi Nair interviewed Athena didn't look very pleased, and she was very still salty about that loss. So yes, she does have Harley, but she does want to get her hands on Mercedes Mone. So don't be shocked if Athena makes a surprise appearance in this match as well. Because like I said, it's no qualifications. And there's not a problem with that. But oh my goodness, Skye Blue looks very bloodied. She looks very, very bloody. But that's the whole point for Blood and Guts. Yeah, exactly. Well, hi, Jeff Miller. Thank you for joining us on Blood and Guts. I mean, I know you haven't paid attention, but storyline wise, we have talked about this. I will say a little bit better. It's just they need to be improvement with consistency. But we are back live. We are back live. Oh, and Willow Nightingale pounced Julia Hart. I know. Finally, we're at Blood and Guts number 7. Oh, and we do have another person coming out. So who is it going to be? And who is it going to be? Who is it? Ah, this is not a coincidence. We have the Toxic Spider Thekla coming out. But it's actually not a coincidence. They start off with all 3 members of the Triangle of Madness. And Thekla, she's ready to go in this match. And she's been very fun to watch. Don't worry, Jeff Minnerling. They're going to get some help soon. As I mentioned this past weekend on Collision, Triangle of Madness, Bayne, Mercedes, and Marina Shafir have an advantage in this match. So it's going to be very hard to do that. So very curious on who from their team will come out next. Because I have a feeling it could be Jamie Hayter or it could be Toni Storm. And Thekla is just whipping on Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. Honestly, if I was these girls, I would leave it all. I mean, listen, if the guys can do it, hopefully with all the guys, if the guys can pull it off for Blood and Guts, and we've seen a lot of messy Blood and Guts with the guys, you should at least give the same level to the ladies. And I hope at least they give them a good solid hour, because this is actually 2.5 hours. We're going to have a special 2.5 hour edition. Double team by Thekla and Skye Blue onto Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. And help is on the way. Just have to find out who it is. Probably either Jamie Hayter or Toni Storm. Oh. Did I just predict something? Well, here comes Jamie Hayter. She's coming into the fray. And what does she have in her hand? Oh, she was that thumbtacks that came out of the bag? My God. And Jamie Hayter, she's going crazy with that trash. She got the kendo stick with the barbed wire. She hit Thekla with it. And she's hitting Thekla. Hey, I literally said it. Jamie Hayter, she came to play. You don't want to mess with those angry Brits. And that's my girl. You can't do that. Well, oh, Bozy, you think a squash match? I don't know about a squash match, but I do see probably some backstage segments. I can see some backstage segments that come in. And like I said, we're going to have an appearance by Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in tonight's edition of Dynamite from Greensboro, North Carolina. Punch by Thekla onto Jamie Hayter. I think the next person from the Triangle of Madness team, I could see probably either Bayne or Marina Shafir. Oof. And you can see on the side torso of Thekla that She got a cut on her torso. But who is next? I could see either Megan Bayne coming out. Oh, wait, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I just look at guess either Megan Bayne or Maria Shafir, but here comes Megan Bayne. And here comes Penelope Ford. We know Penelope, unfortunately, she has her shoulder injury, so it sucks she's not going to be in the match. But she does have a chair with her. But here comes Megan Bayne and Jamie Hayter. And I do believe Jamie Hayter and Megan Bayne have not seen eye to eye. Here comes Megan Bayne. She's just putting up wreckage. Taking out Harley and Willow. And we do see Penelope Ford outside the ring. Because like I said, she's right outside the ring. So she can interfere. But for some reason, I do smell Athena coming in to the play. I don't know why, but I just smell something. And also with Megan Bayne, she's had problems with both Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. Because obviously that Weasel Stokely recruited Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. With FTR feeding with jet speed. But we do see Penelope outside the ring cheering on her tag team partner. Yeah, this is like the first time Jamie Hayter and Megan Bayne are actually meeting against each other. And that's crazy. Megan Bayne. And also, we haven't even run the bell. Yes, Boza. And I was talking about that earlier when Athena was talking to Lexi Nero over the weekend. I smell Athena coming in. But look, Megan Bayne, Harley Cameron, these two ladies know each other very well. And I will say, those are some of the... Well, Harley's been in longer matches, but those two are probably some of her most longest matches. And the fans are really getting behind her. But let's see who is next. Who's next? Look at Penelope. Oh! This is a surprise. The AEW Women's Champion, Kris Statlander. So that means my lady, Toni Storm, may go last. Which actually makes a lot of sense. It makes so much sense. I really thought Kris was going to go last. But we see the Women's Champion, Kris Statlander, take off your women's title belt. I mean, I know you want to get in, but give Aubrey Edwards your belt. I mean, I know you're the champ. Me too, Boza, but I think it's going to be Toni that's going to be last. Give Aubrey Edwards your belt. And we have seen Megan Bayne and Kris Statlander go one-on-one. And whew, in the words of Toni Storm, what a woman! Yes, please! Give Aubrey Edwards your belt! Oh, and there's Queen Amanada at ringside, evening out with Penelope Ford. We do see Queen Amanada with the injury. She has her neck. Penelope, she's letting Queen Amanada is letting her walk to the ring. So it's nice to see an appearance from them. Oh, and we do see this, Kris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. Ladies, I know for her fact you guys still have unsolved issues, but you guys are fighting for the same team. And you guys are needed in the worst way. But I have a feeling like everybody's going to turn on Mercedes on her team. I just have a feeling they're going to turn on her team. Megan Bayne and Kris Statlander are no strangers to each other because Kris Statlander almost gave Megan Bayne her limits. And I could see a potential match for the AEW Women's title between these two ladies. So, oh, that's nice, Jeff Metterling. You're supporting Jamie Hayter, Willow, Harley, Kris Statlander, and Toni Storm. So that's good. That is good. And do want to send a congratulations to Mercedes Mone being this year's PWI Women's 250. She is the second female from AEW to be number one. Obviously, number two, we had Toni Storm. Toni Storm was last year's number one. So, Toni Storm accomplished that. And I want in, So congratulations again, not just to them too, but to everybody. Like every single woman ranked in that list. It's definitely a good achievement. Shout out to all the independent wrestlers out there. Shout out to Vicious Vicky, Venuto, Notorious Mimi, Tierra Smith, everybody in the independent scene for really topping that list, because for them, it's a really good achievement. It's always a good feeling to see them do very well. So sending a congratulations to all the women. Doesn't matter where they're being ranked, but if you're on the list, you're on the list. So congratulations to all of you. And we are in picture-in-picture, right? Well, I have picture-in-picture, even though it's commercial, the match is still going on. So thankfully, if you're joining with me, we're Timeless Elite Wednesday. This is your PR princess and your Timeless Elite joining with ya. We just to catch you up to speed. So we kicked off the match, the women's battle match between Skye Blue and Willow Nightingale. Then we had Julia Hart, and then we had Harley Cameron, and then we had Megan Bayne, Jamie Hayter, and now the AEW Women's Champion, Kris Statlander. So there's a lot of women, and of course it went to commercial. So I always hate it when the action's so good it goes right to commercial, and I'm just like, I know. Kane said the best. You're right, because Kane said the best thing with that list. I mean, look, I know everyone is umpy with that list, but like I said earlier, that was the best segment that Kane said earlier, and also with the fact too, it's a list, but he said he made a lot of sense. He made a lot of good sense, and we're not gonna tear down Mercedes for her success because she did better herself. She bet on herself wrestling wise. Like, I don't think anybody's taken away from her because, I don't care if it's her or Okada or Kenny Omega or FTR. No one's above constructive criticism because you're going to get constructive criticism, and that's not a bad thing. But if you say things that are very negative without no logic, then that's another conversation to have. So, but we are back live with AEW Blood and Guts. And oh my goodness, I see Harley climbing the cage. We're back live with AEW Blood and Guts with the women's. Oh my goodness. It's like the bell hasn't even run yet and it's already chaos. And we still have more ladies getting in. But we do have a timer. Very curious on who's going to be next. Who is going to be next? Oh, and this is not a coincidence. Mercedes Mone is out. And look, you have all the male models holding her belts. And she has the TBS title. But girl, if I were you, and I said this earlier within the show, don't be shocked if all her teammates betray her. I'm just saying, it can happen. A lot can happen in wrestling. And of course, she has her champagne, which, okay. But I do smell Athena coming in. I just smell it. So, girl, if I were you, you better hope none of your teammates betray you. Well, obviously, of course, Mercedes takes on Willow Nightingale, obviously. And you can hear chants of CEO. And this is going to be one of the advantages because she's refreshed. Because the latest entrant that you have, the more refreshed you're going to be. And some of these ladies have been there since the beginning. And Kris Statlander, when you get rid of your women's belt, I know we have your match in full gear, but come on. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That is true. I mean, she did say it. Maybe. I know, Mercedes, you want the AEW Women's title, but you got a match you got to focus on. Missy? Where's my woman, Toni Storm? Where's my woman when you need her? And it's not a coincidence because next Wednesday they're going to be in Boston. They're going to be in Boston. And she's using... Well, it's funny she took the Ring of Honor interim TV belt. I feel like that would be the time for Athena to come out. Because, like, I know, like I said, Athena still has them. Is she really bringing all of her belts in the ring? I mean, that is innovative and creative, I will say. She's really giving it her all. Is she really? I'm looking at all these. Oh, Megan Bayne is bloody. All the ladies are looking like, what is going on? And she's using all her belts as a weapon, but it looks like she's hitting all pretty much Kris Statlander and the rest of her team with belts. Don't be shocked. I would not be shocked because I said this earlier. I mean, oof, she's using her belts as a weapon. Well, who's next? I think they're gonna save Toni for last. I feel like Mina's gonna come out next. Yep, Mina Shirakawa. Here she is. Ooh, and I love her pants too. And she has a barbed wire bat in her hand. And I can tell you, she's used to these kind of matches because she's a person I would not want to mess with. So the last person would be Marina Shafir. She hit Thekla with that barbed wire. That is hilarious. Ooh, she gave it to Megan Bayne. Ooh, nice move by Mina. And Mercedes just waiting. And it's crazy too. And it's kind of crazy because as we know, when Mercedes was Sasha Banks, she was in the Hell in a Cell matches. Nice move by Mina. And it's good because she has a later, it's Mina. Nice tag. Ooh, nice tag. Nice double team by Kris Statlander and Mina Shirakawa. I love that. Yeah, it's kind of a smart move for Marina Shafir to be last because I think they'll probably want her for the men's Blood and Guts. I think that's why they're keeping her energy. So I think that's very smart for Marina to be last. And same thing with Toni. I can imagine. Here's the thing with Toni. I want Toni to come out the same way she was at 2300. She needs to come out as the Sandman. Come out as her inner Sandman and just get all the weapons that you have. But we have our last participant for Team Mercedes, and we have Marina Shafir. She can be the most dangerous. She can be the most dangerous because she has shown it. But I will say her and Willow have had, which I am waiting for them to have a one-on-one match. Hello. And also she is from UFC. But it's going to be very interesting. And as you can tell, she's had battles with Kris Statlander in the mixed tornado match. Her and Darby Allin teamed up against Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir, and Marina Shafir took out Kris Statlander. As if you recall, Wheeler Yuta tried to recruit. And she took out the AEW Women's Champion. Oh, she took out that. And it's crazy. That's the spiked one. And, oh man, Kris Statlander's bloodied. Skye Blue's bloodied. Megan looks bloody. And oh, is she really gonna take Shafir? Yeah, her and Statlander are no joke. Ooh, Kris Statlander, that has to hurt. That has to very hurt. My God. They're gonna need an ice bath for this. That's nice, Marina. You put the finger on the Kris Statlander, and I could see them probably meeting each other after Full Gear's over. Marina taking out Jamie Hayter. And Jamie Hayter, her energy's like a little bit But have no fear. Mother Timeless is here, and I'm just waiting for her to be the Sandman. And there she is. I hope she dresses up as Sandman. She does have the suit of the Sandman, and she has a purse. She's using her pearls, her purse, her champagne. My God, if you remember the Hollywood ending street fight between her and Mariah May, that was brutal. She's hitting pearls. She's hitting everything. She reminds me much of the Joker. And see, Mercedes, you got your ghost. And the match is official. Well, even though Kris Statlander's outside the ring. She hit her with the pearls, and Marina Shafir did look so spotless. She really did hurt her. She really did. You gotta hit something. You gotta hit something with her, Toni. And Marina Shafir, because of course, she did choke Toni Storm last week during commentary. But hey, Eddie Foster, thank you for joining. Oh boy, so now we have. I'm happy both the two, the women are getting time, because the only way you can win is by pinfall or forfeit. Never give champagne to Toni Storm, especially after what happened in that Hollywood street fight between her and Mariah May. That was brutal. And what does Toni have? Because I think Toni's probably taking lessons from the Sandman. But, and she's taping herself. I guess she learned a lot of lessons from the Sandman. But, yeah. Here we go. Blood and guts. What is she doing with that bottle? It's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, Toni's face, she just looks like the Joker. She looks like the Joker. Get her, Toni! She hit her in the head. That's what you gotta do. Hit her with glass. Yep. Don't mess with a woman that has glass, that has champagne glass. Her face does look like the Joker, and I love it. Timeless love bomb. Girls. Ooh, hip attack. Double hip attack. Team! Team! And also, they will be competing in the AEW Women's Tag Team match. Them two against Alex Windsor and Rio. So that should be definitely a fun match. Because you can see the Timeless Love Bomb in the tournament. I'm happy they're giving the ladies a lot of time, but this is going to be fun. This is one of the reasons why I fell in love with wrestling, because of enjoying stuff like this. Yep, it's so, as Caliber said, submission or surrender. Those are the two things. We have a picture-in-picture match happening. We do have picture-in-picture match happening. The match is still going on live, so lots of stuff happening for Blood and Guts. I just hope it is Boza. It is Boza, but we got a long way to go to keep steady with the AEW Women's Division. Like I said, they just need to build proper storylines consistently. Would be nice to sneak in some few intergender moments. Like, let the ladies have a little bit of fun, and all they need to do. And also give them more than one women's match on a pay-per-view. That doesn't have to involve a championship. But you're joining with me, the Timeless Elite, for Timeless Elite Wednesday. And I will say this has been a fun match overall. Happy to see a lot of the ladies get their shine in. Also seeing Marina Shafir, because I know Marina Shafir had matches with both Willow Nightingale. Well, not matches, but interactions with Willow Nightingale and Kris Statlander. Obviously, Marina and Willow did compete in the Anarchy in the Arena. We did see a couple of weeks ago Darby Allin and Kris Statlander teamed up for the first time in a mixed tornado tag match against either Yuta and Marina Shafir. So she is getting her feet wet, and like I said earlier, I feel like almost anybody in the women's division can take on and can challenge Marina Shafir. I think a lot of them are not afraid. They will go to the limit and they don't care. And that's what I love about it. I'm just waiting for the picture-in-picture to be over because this match is so good. This match is too good. Mina Shirakawa taking on Marina Shafir. I do have to give a lot of congratulations to all of them. So I'm just waiting for picture-in-picture to be over. I know for over 5 years. Yep. Hey, SS Rocks 2001. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. And we are back live with Blood and Guts. We see Sky Blue climbing alongside Jamie Hayter. Hey, listen, like I said, if you can give the men a lot of wackiness, oof, and the table didn't even break. The table didn't even break. What kind of tables did they get? The table didn't even break easily. Oh my god. The table didn't even break. And you can let the men go 40 minutes. Yeah, exactly. You can let the men do 40. But I think the men's more a little bit more brutalized because God knows you don't know what you get. I know both it wasn't, but I'm like, why did the table didn't break? Nice close on by Willow Nightingale. Well, I know the doors are locked. I would not be shocked if somebody went outside. And I think Kris Statlander is still outside the ring. Marina Shafir hitting Mina Shirakawa. Oh, nice German suplex by Miss Toni. Did she just hit her? Ooh, she just hit her. And here comes Kris Statlander. Oof. If like I said, I would not be shocked if, and look who's starting to show up! Mini Mone! Oh, look at Harley! She got the knuckles. Ooh, she punched! Man, she punched Mercedes Mone with pressed knuckles! I love it! I love it, love it, love it! No disrespect to said, but she deserved it. She deserved it. Oh my goodness, it's like chaos everywhere. But some of the ladies are used to thriving in chaos and mayhem, and that's what you want in Blood and Guts. What's Julia Hart? So it looks like Julia Hart and Thekla are slipping outside the ring. And what are they doing here? Oh no, they're not going to leave. They got some weapons. They got some weapons in there. It's just where. Even the referee says, get back in the ring. What's he doing? He took the key. He took the key. Well, technically, it's someone's fault. She took it. Thekla took out the referee. So they have the key. I have a feeling Athena. What's Mercedes yelling about? She took out the key. What do I have a feeling Athena? This is where Athena, I think, may come out in this. I'm not sure. Oof, she threw Jamie Hayter on the steps. Poor thing. Harley throwing Harley outside. Mercedes or Kris. Like, is she really? Boza, I could see some members within Team Mercedes is pretty scared of Kris Statlander's team. You can tell there's a lot of mayhem. So outside, you have Jamie Hayter, Harley Cameron, and Kris Statlander. Oof. Thekla, Julia Hart eating some cage. Ooh. I hope so. I just hope they're 100% healthy by the time Full Gear gets there, because we're 2 weeks away. Well, actually, technically, it's next week, Full Gear. So, jeez, Kris Statlander. I don't know where Mercedes is climbing to. And also, when she was Sasha Banks, she did compete in Hell in a Cell matches. So this isn't her playground. She competed. Oh my goodness. Kris Statlander drove Mercedes Mone through a table. Well. And Julia Hart is locking the key. Because Statlander, Mercedes, Jamie Hayter, and Harley Cameron. Boza, that's a good point because Boza, that's an excellent point because Mercedes is going to be at House of Oh, Toni Storm has the white shoe, and I think it's the white shoe that she had with Mariah May. That can be used as a weapon. You don't want to mess. Oh, champagne glass. She used that in a Hollywood ending street fight. Ooh, DDT on the Marina Shafir. The timeless love bombs are going to be very dangerous in the tournament for the AEW tag team titles. Oh, Lord. More glass. Her reflection. Oh, my God. Mother, what are you doing? No, don't, Toni Schiavone. No. Oh, my God. She threw Toni Storm onto the glass. I'm sorry, but all these ladies should definitely. Look at Mina. Mina's face is all bloody. You got to give a standing ovation to all these ladies. Oh, God. And, suplex by Willow Nightingale and Omega Bayne. Very curious if it's submission or surrender. Ooh, man. Mina Shirakawa, she's hitting that bat with the barbed wire and Omega Bayne. Man, she's going. I guess when she's bloodied in the face, she goes mad. Oh my God! It's a submission hold of the baby. Oh my God! Marina Shafir. It's gonna be very interesting in the tournament. And look at all the ladies. They're holding Toni Storm. Because Mina Shirakawa's hurt. Willow's down. Kris Statlander's down. We don't know where Jamie Hayter or Harley Cameron is. Megan Bayne hitting. Oh my goodness. The Triangle of Madness is holding Toni Storm hostage while they're beating up Mina Shirakawa. Oh my goodness. They're just holding the girl hostage. Yeah, because Willow's down. Jamie Hayter's down. Harley's down. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't have him quit. You have him quit like that? You have him quit like that? Well, the winners are the Triangle of Madness, Marina Shafir, Megan Bayne, and Mercedes Mone. But they're beating up on Toni Storm. I know, but I mean, you could have at least got him something. I understand it's submission or forfeit, but come on now. Well, I guess they needed the win a lot more. But it was just really stupid on how it ended. Yeah, Timeless Toni, Storm, and Mina Shirakawa. And I wanted to see the more of Jimmy Hayter and Toni Storm. Aubrey. I know Aubrey's still pissed off because Marina Shafir punched Aubrey in the face. But it's going to be very interesting, the AEW Women's Tag Team title. I wish Queen Aminata was there. And of course, we're probably going to see Marina Shafir later with the men. Well, it was fun, but it was just a very crappy ending. I mean, I was very happy, the women, but that's why I have a feeling Darby Allin and the conglomeration are probably going to get the win for the men's. They need it in the worst way, but Mina looks pretty hurt. She looks very damaged. She looks very hurt. And I hope Mina is in serious. Hopefully she's in serious. Well, they're showing recap from last week. Trios match in the main event. But up next is going to be Hangman Adam Page taking on Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Obviously, that's going to lead up to Hangman versus Mojo. It was a fun match, though. I just hated the ending. Yeah, both it's going to be very interesting, the AEW tag team, women's tag team title race. Oh, boy. I will say it was a fun match. I just hated the ending. No, Boza, I mean, I'm in the same boat too. I just didn't like the ending. It's like, Toni Storm's weakness is the relationship between her and Mina Shirakawa, but it's like, it would have been nice if you had Jamie or Harley come in, and Willow, she was knocked out. Because I don't know if they're protecting Mercedes, or I feel like they're protecting Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes, because I think they can't afford any losses. That's why I think the guys need to win. I feel like Darby Allin and the conglomeration need to get a win. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Bosa. I think he protected some of them in that match. And I have a feeling we're going to see Marina Shafir later on with the Death Riders, because I'm at a point where I'm just tired. I just want somebody, and it's nothing against her personally. I just want to see somebody beat the crap out of her. I just want like somebody for the women's division to really beat the crap out of her and really be that odd, because they did it with Willow and they didn't get to do a one-on-one. And she was in a mixed tag team match with Kris Statlander. I just really want to see her. I just really want to see somebody in the AEW women's division beat the absolute crap out of her. And I feel like, and I was saying this a couple weeks ago, wouldn't it be crazy for Toni Storm to creating havoc within the Death Riders? But it was a good match. It was a good match, I say. And you mentioned it earlier because Mercedes has to go to House of Glory this weekend. And I'm hopefully. I know. It's like, I don't blame Marie Shafir at all. It's just creative. It's nothing against her per se. It's just long-term storytelling and creative, because I have seen her wrestle in the indie scene. That's why she's the reigning Defy Women's Champion. And she always says that she wants competition. You have a lot of ladies in the women's division that can compete against her. You could have given her a one-on-one with Willow Nightingale. It was right there, but you didn't pull that trigger. So I think she can. I think she can wrestle. I think you just need to give her a few ladies, because I think there's a lot of ladies in the women's division that can really beat the shit out of her. It's just, I'm already at a point where I'm tired of the Death Riders. I just think it's getting too repetitive. And I know with Darby and everything else, but it's just getting very repetitive. I know, crazy. Oh my God. We see Jurassic Express, members of the Don Callis family taking out Jurassic Express, leading up to that $1 million match. Hechicero. Let's see, you pissed off a monster. And it's crazy too. Yeah, ahead of that $1 million match. That's going to be interesting. Me too. And oh, look, the Young Bucks, Okada, because getting ready for their match at Full Gear. And of course, that creep. So Kenny will be there next week. Oh boy. Oh boy. And also, that's another thing. I really want Okada to lose all 3 of those belts. I don't think he needs any belts at this point. I don't really care who he loses to. I just want him to get rid of all those belts. Please. Just get rid of them. I'm already sick of Okada losing that belt. So, yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Because I know people complain about Mercedes, but you need to give that same energy about Okada. Because it's a great wrestler and all, but what are we doing? So up next, we have a Falls Count Anywhere match. We have the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Hangman Adam Page taking on Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So of course, there's going to be a lot of mayhem in this match. Oh, thank you, Boza, for that. So breaking news next week, a special 3-hour Timeless Elite Wednesday. 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Collision, because it's to go home for Full Gear next weekend. Which actually makes a lot of sense. It makes really much a lot of sense. Well, Boza, to be fair, regarding Okada, he did suffer a first pinfall loss at Wrestle Dream to Bandito. But other than that, he hasn't had lost matches. But Bandito gave him his first pinfall loss. And definitely, just to answer your question, the men's blood and guts will be the main event. The men's. And I think Darby and the conglomeration need that win in the worst way. Well, here comes Powerhouse Hobbs. And also, I know Will was saying he doesn't want to see the ops every week. But I'm happy to see. Yeah, I think we're just getting the 3 matches because they want to save time. But also, I wouldn't be shocked if we do have at least 1 or 2 backstage segments and possibly seeing Renee Paquette. But I'm very happy that Powerhouse Hobbs is getting a lot of TV time because I know people were kind of very curious to see what Hobbs is going to do, how come he's on TV. But I'm really happy Powerhouse Hobbs is on TV a lot. And it was really cool to see him go one-on-one with Bobby Lashley because it was a lot of meat. So hopefully they can run that back because I did like the stare down. That was pretty cool. But Falls Count Anywhere match. Hangman on Page with wrapped up bandage with wrapped up ribs and Hobbs. And Hobbs took out the turnbuckle. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be gruesome. But poor Hangman, he's having trouble. Oh, okay. He got the turnbuckle out, so that's good. But yeah, no disqualification, no count out. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Here we go. These two are going to go at it. I did, Boza. It was really fun last week. I really enjoyed being at Girl Power Pro Wrestling 2 last week. It was super fun. Congratulations to all the ladies that participated in it. And shout outs to the new ISPW Women's Champion, Tina San Antonio. She is the new ISPW Women's Champion. She definitely put a lot of effort into it. But going back to this match, it looks like Hobbs is trying to get Hangman on the unprotected turnbuckle, but that's not happening. But here we go. I could see probably this match going 15, 20 minutes. Or not 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. They could see them. Oh, it's very interesting being in a double ring when it's blood and guts. Ooh, man. Exactly. Falls Count Anywhere can go in the ring, can't go outside the ring. I wouldn't mind seeing them be backstage. What's Hangman doing? Ooh, nice move. Ooh, that was a rough clothesline by Powerhouse Hobbs. Actually, Ryan Danielson did have a good point. And I love that he mentioned that. You can be resilient, but he has bad ribs and all, especially when me and Joe by that table last week. Yeah. I mean, me too, Bosa. I wouldn't mind if they were outside the ring, backstage, whatever. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. I expect them to hold nothing back. Oh, look at Hangman. Deep dive onto the back of an. Oh, is that? Hold on, let me see. Is that who I think it is? Yes, it is. That is West Side Gun on the front row. Yeah, that is West Side Gun in the front row of Greensboro, North Carolina. My God. That's crazy. Hold on, give me 1 second. I can't believe it's West Side Gun. Sorry, I have to put this in the chat because if I don't. hilarious. I can't believe that's what's that gun on the front row. That is crazy. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh boy. Powerhouse Hobbs is putting a beating on Hangman. And I think that it's supposed to help Samoa Joe get softened up. Ooh, Hangman on the steel steps. My goodness. Well, even though it's picture in picture, the match is still going on. Oh boy. So I'm looking at this match. I'm but yeah, I'm looking at this because I'm like, wait. So the match is still going on. Still picture in picture. I'm just waiting because Powerhouse Hobbs seems to be getting the upper hand on Hangman Adam Page. Just getting Samoa Joe all softened up. All softened up. Just get Samoa Joe softened up for blood and guts. No, thank you, Boza. I'm really happy. Yes, Tina San Antonio beat Vicious Vicky for the ISPW Women's Championship. And we're pretty much on the road to Girl Power Wrestling because, as I mentioned, we have the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo, and we also have Carissa Rivera, formerly known as Elektra Lopez. They will both be at Girl Power Pro Wrestling 3, February 13, 2026, in Parsippany, New Jersey. First time they're ever going to be in Parsippany. So make sure to do that. And yeah, we're halfway there for the special edition of Blood and Guts. Because after this, we got the men's Blood and Guts. I'm going to tell you something. If two of my ladies had a rough day in the office, I just hope Orange Cassidy picks out a win. Because Darby and his team need to win in the worst way. So I'm just waiting for the match. But we're back live with the Falls Count Anywhere match between Powerhouse Hobbs and the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Hangman Adam Page. Oh, Jeff Mitterling, I know. It was a good match by the women's Blood and Guts. I just hated the ending. I really did. I hated it. So I feel like Powerhouse Hobbs is like just putting a beat down on Hangman. He's just putting a beating on him. What's he doing with the? What's he gonna do with the announcer's desk? Oh boy. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, Danielson. Get out of the way. Oh, he got his foot caught on the announcer's table. We don't want that. We don't want a real injury to happen. What's he gonna do here? Ooh! Hangman countered, and Powerhouse went flying. Also, the announcer said he just went flying. He just went flying. That's something. And then finally, they're outside the ring. They're right near the fans. That's what a Falls Count Anywhere needs to be. Get them outside the ring. Get them backstage. Get them whatever. Oh my god, I can't believe that replay. The Powerhouse Hops got up. He's putting 10 punches in there. Yeah. Did he grab like a fan's drink? Oh my! He grabbed a fan's drink and drank their beer. That's a dope crap. Ooh. Oh my god, a moonsault by Hangman Adam Page. And this is the guy who has bandaged bad ribs. And it looks like he had to skip the beat. And now they're going across the fence. They're going backstage. That's why I need to see the Falls Count Anywhere match. Anyway, he took the trash can and hit Powerhouse Hobbs with it. But I do see a table. Oh! Powerhouse Hobbs, Spinebuster. Kick out by Hangman. He drilled him through that table. Second time this week, he was drilled through a table. Oh boy. Powerhouse Hobbs and Hangman are just crossing through the fans in the stands. My god. What's Powerhouse Hobbs gonna do to Hangman? They're just crossing through the fans. Telling the fan to get out of the way. What's he gonna do here? No way. What's he gonna do? What am I gonna do right here? It has to be very tight, Boza. I think he told his fans, move out the way, man, fans, move out the way. Nobody wants to get hurt. Please, I don't want to. It's a liability. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Look at this. What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh my god! It fell through the table! Oh my god. Well. And that was his cowboy boot he took off. Well, he didn't take off. Probably somebody took it off, but oh boy. I know the referee is get out of the way. It has to end like this. Yeah, I mean, that has to end like this. There's no way Powerhouse I was getting up, but your winner of this match. Your winner of this match is Hangman Adam Page. He survived. Bad ribs and all. He survived with bad ribs. But it was a good match. It gave everything that you needed in a Falls Count Anywhere match. It actually made me feel better with the ending to Blood and Guts. The women's Blood and Guts. It made me feel a little bit better. Look at Hangman. Hangman's interacting outside the ring. And yes, Jeff Michelin, Greensboro, North Carolina have lots of wrestling history I've seen from over the years, from Starrcade, Great American Bash, but it's the first class of champions in 1988. Yes, lots of history there. But we do see Shibata and Samoa Joe just... It's interesting seeing Shibata as a heel. But yeah, we do see Samoa Joe. We do see Shibata trying to at least destroy Hangman Adam Page. Trying to at least warm him up. Leading up to Full Gear for the AEW World Heavyweight title. Wait. I mean, the cage. They're lowering the cage? Well, I mean, I know the next... I know, right? He wants the cage to come down, and we have our... They want the cage to come down, but I'm like, we're not even... Dear God. I know, and we have one more Blood and Guts match. Wait, look at... Oh, there's Eddie Kingston! Oh, nice to see Eddie. I'm happy to see Eddie. And then there's Hook. There's Hook. I know Hook has his problems with Samoa Joe, him and Eddie Kingston. The lights lowered, and we gotta get ready for the second Blood and Guts match with the guys. I hope the guys can pull it. Well, I know for some of the guys, I could see Mox, I could see Darby, OC, and trust me, like I think almost every person. Oh, hold that thought. Hey, man's gonna speak. It's just the way he says dumbass. It's so blunt. Well, we kind of knew it was stipulation. So, Full Gear. Hangman, Samoa Joe in a steel cage match. Well, I think I like that they had a stipulation to this match too, because like I'm happy it happened one-on-one, but I do like it's gonna be a steel cage. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of interesting angles to this. Hopefully Hangman's ready to go, but yeah. Yeah. Up next, the men's Blood and Guts. Oh yeah, they're gonna have a field. I know, Boza. That's gonna be a field day for My God, it's gonna be very interesting when Full Gear comes. But again, I do want to thank everybody for joining with me on this special edition of Blood and Guts. And you know what else is exciting? The new women's wrestling archive that we have at Women's Wrestling Talk. And this will go a long way. Any amount will do. It could be $1, it could be $5, it could be $10, it could be $100. Because we want to keep the history of women's wrestling alive and well.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's gonna pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Every little bit helps, and it goes a long way. But up next is our main event, the men's blood and guts match. We have the Death Riders, all the male members of the Death Riders taking on Darby Allin and the Conglomerations, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. I'm saying Darby and his team needs to win in the worst way. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to say this. If, and I mean if, I'm going to say this. If Marina Shafir does get involved in the men's blood and guts, I need to see, like, Toni Storm and Willow and Harley all get involved in that, because honestly, I'm already at a point where I'm just tired. I'm just kind of a little bit tired of her. Nothing against her as a person per se, but it's just creative wise, it's just getting to that point where I just need somebody from the women's division to really be the living shit out of her. That's what I need to see. I understand, like, she's one of the baddest women. She was with Ronda Rousey. She's an MMA fighter. But I need to see somebody from the women's division really beat the shit out of her. Yes. I really need to see booking wise, because honestly, I need to see some girls get revenge. And I can tell you Toni Storm wants revenge after what happened with Mina Shirakawa. I love the match. It was just a bad ending. Yeah, and it's like, we need that. Yep, so it's been confirmed. Hangman, Adam Page, Samoa Joe, Steel Cage match for the AEW World Title. Oh, Tony Schiavone's in the ring. Yes, and we did find out today Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ric Flair are going to be there. So it's going to be a quick segment before we get into the main event. And so it's like, it's almost 9:30, so at least give him an hour, because it's supposed to end at like 10:30. But yeah, nice to see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Very well known in the wrestling world. What was it we're going to see? Because I put a request in. I'm just waiting to get the approval. So hopefully, fingers crossed for full gear. But yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Oh, I love the history with TBS. I love that! Mount Rushmore, Greensboro, Flair, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Dusty Rhodes, and Sting. Oh, and speaking, is that? Oh, I thought it was Ric Flair. Oh God, what is FTR doing out here? FTR and that little weasel Stokely interrupting Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I thought Ric Flair was going to come out. Oh boy, I know they're from North Carolina and all, but I call him a weasel, Stokely, because he's still a weasel. Oh boy. Can't take anything away from them wrestling wise, but you're still a weasel. Oh boy. Does he know Macho Man's been dead? He's, he's been dead. Interesting. I honestly wish Verdino was here right now to save this. mean, I'm happy to see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat! It's a firepower! Oh boy. Ricky still has some firepower in him. Don't mess with the dragon! He has some firepower in him. And look at, there's Tony Schiavone outside the ring. They're lucky Nigel's not there because Nigel McGuinness will protect Tony Schiavone. Where's Brodino when you need him? Did he really tell him to get out? Oh, now wait a minute. They're beating the crap out of Ricky Steamboat. FTR. Right, Tony Schiavone. Thank God Brodino came in. Oh boy. Last week they intimidated Bandino's abuela. And now Ricky Steamboat. I understand with the tag team match, but I am a little nervous. Regarding well, I'm always happy to see Brodino because I'm at a point where that segment is a little bit worthless. I mean, I love seeing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's putting some punches in! As he should. That little weasel. I know, but I am a little bit nervous regarding the tag team titles because Brodino won it in September. Last thing I want for them is to be transitional champions. That is my biggest concern, and I feel like the only reason FTR is getting 3-time belts is because they really want to be better than the Young Bucks, because no disrespect to them, FTR and the Young Bucks obviously are the teams that are supposed to be helping out, because when AEW first started, they had a really good tag team division. But like, this is where FTR and the Young Bucks need to take a step back. And I understand the tag team division is a little bit in flux because Private Party's MIA, you have Jet Speed, you have Rodino. The Hurt Syndicate should stay far, far away from the belts. They need to go singles matches. Also, I know there's a few of the tag teams I'm probably forgetting. Yeah, I know, Boza. I think they said Ric Flair was supposed to be there, which I'm very surprised. But I think that's in flux. And then they're trying to get this storyline with the Acclaim getting back together. Yeah, Boza, exactly. They could bring in teams from Ring of Honor to help out because I'm at a point where if they do win, I just don't like it. I just don't like to see Rodino being transitional tag teams. It's like, oh yeah, you couldn't pin the Hurt Syndicate, but you pinned Rodino. Because we see reports where the Hurt Syndicate refused to get a pin with FTR. Because it has to deal with power, it has to deal with pride, and it has to deal with ego. And also with the fact too, I guess they protecting. And that's why I think with the AEW women's match at Full Gear, I think a lot of people think Mercedes is going to win because of the fact she faced Kris Statlander before. I feel like this match is more about Kris Statlander than it is about Mercedes. Yeah, I know, Boza. That's what I'm afraid of because the Hurt Syndicate didn't want to drop them to FTR, but it's like, question is, and the question is, if FTR do get the belts, who do you drop them to? Do you drop them to Edge and Christian? Because we haven't seen them since September. And it's really hard because I don't want to make assumptions, but I just like can't see them dropping to Jet Speed. Yep, Edge is filming 2 movies, by the way. He's filming 2 movies. Christian's taking a break. Yep, also with the fact too, Nick Wayne is out with an injury and he is not medically cleared. Nick Wayne is not medically cleared, so that's why he hasn't been on TV for quite some time. You haven't seen him in the patriarchy, so we're just waiting for Nick Wayne to be 100%. So at least he's ready to go. But yeah. And like I said, my guys, Caster and Bowens, slowly, because I have him fully returning in 2026. It's just you gotta build on it. Yeah, I think Adam Copeland's in 2 movies as of right now, so it's gonna be a while for him to come back, which is fine. I'm happy they are crossing over and everything else. And this is where creative is really needs to step up. But it is time for our main event. It is time for the men's Blood and Guts. I mean, the women's match was great, even though I hated the ending. It was a good match overall. It was a really good match. But it's now time for the men. And number 1 is none other than Darby Allin. I really thought Darby was going to go last, but he's like, bump this. I'm going number... Darby's like, bump this. I'm going number 1 for all I care. And we know, we know last year he was in Blood and Guts last year because I watched that whole entire match. That was insanity. He wants to go first. Well, I can't blame Darby for going first. All right, who from the Death Riders is gonna go first? Who's gonna go first? Oh, that little runt, Wheeler Yuta. He's going first. Yay. Yeah, I know. I'm not surprised by the number 1 either, but Well, no surprise there. Oh man, this is gonna be very interesting. I think with Darby Allin, he doesn't care. He's giddy. Brian, I can see Brian Danielson being very giddy. You know what? This is gonna sound crazy. I know we're in Greensboro, North Carolina. There's a lot of history in North Carolina. I know it's gonna sound crazy. I know we saw him at Wrestle Dream. I would not be shocked if we did see a surprise appearance from Sting in this match. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but I wouldn't mind seeing an appearance from Sting. It's just that when everybody sees Sting, they just stop and freeze. But that would be kind of cool. But like I said, I thought we were going to see Athena during the women's Blood and Guts, but I could be wrong. Oh, look at that Willow Yuta. He's just like, I'm not going in. Blah, blah, blah. But Darby Allin's like, I don't care. I don't give a F attitude. Just get your ass back in the ring and let's fight. Yeah, Boza, exactly. I can see Sting. Jeff Bitterland, Sting is retired, but right now he is on his farewell tour because after this year, you won't see the face paint no more of Sting. He gets to enjoy. And SS Rocks 2001, to be fair, Chris Jericho's deal ends next month with AEW. At the end of the day, we don't know what it's going to do. He may go back to WWE, he may not, but that's why I was a little bit concerned because we were talking about WWT regarding him talking about TNA. I mean, his contract is up next month. And TNA is the only place he hasn't wrestled. And it would be nice for him to give his own expertise, help out with creative and backstage producing, helping out some of the other wrestlers that are trying to build up, and that would be good. And also give a segue for him entering from the TNA to the NXT zone. You can make that little segue in. But we're switching gears from Kris to Blood and Guts. So the men's Blood and Guts were kicking off with Darby Allin, Willow Yuta, and as you know, the match hasn't started yet, so that's why the door hasn't been locked. But these two have been outside the ring. And also just to remember, this past weekend on Collision, Darby and his team had the advantage in this match. Just be very clear, they had the advantage. So that's a big ups to them. But I just can't. I'm sorry, but after seeing the outcome of the women's match, I need Darby and his team to get a win. They need a win in the worst way. And I think after this, we're going to figure out where are we going from here with Full Gear. Because I know we do have a few matches. Coffin Drop by Darby Allin. I mean, this guy climbed Mount Everest. You can't talk a lot of crap about it. He climbed Mount Everest and came back in a safe way. So, can't knock the man for that. Well, Maria, I'm happy you put that bold prediction in, but like I said, we shall see with Chris Jericho. Code Red. And Darby's got that skateboard. And that's filled with thumbtacks. He loves weapons. And he loves pain. Go, Darby! Drill that skateboard onto that little runt. Yeah! One of his fingers, well, not surprising me, one of his fingers is already bloodied, so. And Willie Yuta's already busted open. Low blow by Wheeler Yuta. But the rules say in the first match, submission or forfeit. All right, so let's see who is next to come into the men's Blood and Guts. Well, it's not a coincidence. My guy freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. He's used to these kinds of matches. Don't let his looks fool ya. And what's in his backpack? What does he have in his precious little backpack? He's just walking in like, yeah, I'm just here. I'm just here for work. What is in that bit? Oh, Jeff Medley, he's got to focus on wrestling. Don't let those looks fool you. But let's see. But next week, Boston, Massachusetts, a 3-hour special. Oh, he ripped his shades. You know when he ripped his shades off. You know when he rips off his shades, he means business. Don't let his looks fool you, because people think like, oh, he's lazy, he's this and all that. No. Go back and check out some of those matches, because he can be very dangerous in a way. He can be. So don't let his looks fool you. Well, SS Rocks, you missed Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but I didn't see Ric Flair. So I did see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You're not wrong. It's just, you're not wrong. I'm just putting a point in because people like to underestimate Orange Cassidy. But he can be very dangerous in the ring. I mean, axe Tremperetta. He got hit in the head by a monkey wrench. But here comes Darby. Got the skateboard. Ah! I want to know what's in that. I think he probably took it out of the backpack. Well, help is on the way for Darby Allin, because who from the Death Riders is it? Or OC, no pinfalls. It's either submission or forfeit. No pinfalls, friend. All right, who from the Death Riders is going to be next? We see Daniel Garcia, which is not a surprising. And you know what's crazy? I can't believe that's happened yet. I wanted to see Daddy Magic beat the crap out of him, because we haven't seen that play out yet. And I know Daddy Magic is still hurt after the betrayal from Daniel Garcia. And with the fact, too, I want to see Nigel McGuinness get some revenge, because Daniel Garcia called him a parasite. Exactly. Yeah, Boza, to confirm, it is Orange Cassidy's first time in Blood and Guts. So he it's his first time, so give him some slack. I know Darby has been. I know Daniel Garcia has been in it with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, but yeah, Boza, he's been mainly spending his time between Collision and Ring of Honor. Well, I know Daddy Magic is still upset with what happened, but hopefully he gets some revenge. Same thing with Nigel. Because, yes, Jeff Metterling, I love the match. I just hated the ending. That was just a bad ending. Well, Wheeler Yuta has a chain, and so does Daniel Garcia. And what are they doing? It looks like, ooh, they hit Orange Cassidy with that chain to the neck. I know Daniel. It will be an interesting discussion. Well, Boza, I'll be back on Friday, and it will be an interesting discussion because I love the match. I just hated the outcome of the match. I mean, I enjoyed like Kris, Statlander, Mina, Willow, Harley, Jamie, and Toni, but it made him look weak. It made him very look weak, especially with that outcome. But it's going to be very interesting in the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament. It'll be very interesting to see. But we are in picture for the main event for the men's Blood and Guts. If you're joining with me, yeah, I know, Boza. Me too. I hope they all did get a standing ovation, including Mercedes, because this is not the first time she took both before. She actually wrestled in 2 Hell in a Cell matches when she was Sasha Banks, so she's used to this kind of thing. Give props to all of them, including Mercedes. They all of them deserve a round of applause. They did give us a good, solid 45 minutes match. I did enjoy it. Just a few observations, but I did enjoy the match. It was a good match, even though I hated the ending. And I know Tony Khan's protecting some of the women in that division, but we'll talk about that on Friday. But if you're joining with me, we are in the men's Blood and Guts match. So we did kick off with Darby Allin and Willow Yuta. Then after that, we had Orange Cassidy. And now Daniel Garcia has been added to the fray. Very curious on who's going to be the next one from the conglomeration. And I feel like the last person is probably going to be Mark Briscoe. I think Mark Briscoe is probably going to be the last person from Team Darby. It's going to be very interesting to see. But Daniel Garcia, Daniel Garcia and that runner mimicking Orange Cassidy. And I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Don't like it at all. Nah, I'm just looking at socials. I mean, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. But all right, so let's see who is next. Oh, Mark Briscoe was going to be last, but here comes Mark Briscoe. Where's Mark? Where's Mark? Where's Mark? Where is Mark? Unless he got beat up by the Don Callis family or got abducted. Mark's usually never a person. Oh, Mark Briscoe. Usually Mark is there. Unless the Don Callis family got it. Renee Paquette, she's looking. Where's Roddy? And where's Kyle? Oh, God. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Boza. I was going to say either Don Callis family because Mark has a match with Kyle Fletcher. I was going to say, but it looks like Roddy's going to go. Well, here comes Roddy. That's what I'm thinking. I was going to say that or the Don Callis family. I just feel like the Don Callis family. We shall see on that. Well, I don't know because Eddie. We shall see because Eddie, he's helping out Hangman Adam Page. I don't know if Eddie can do double duty, but it's going to be very interesting to see with Darby and the conglomeration because they're down one person. We know Hologram's out for the rest of the year. We know Tomohiro Ishii is going to be out as well because he has an injury. So, Collaboration is down 2 members at this point. That's why I have a feeling I know this is going to be interesting. Well, let's see who from the Death Riders is next. And also, I was watching on Instagram the aftermath because Mina Shirakawa is being looked at by officials, and Toni Storm had my lady Toni Storm had some words to say to all those dastardly ladies because you don't want to see an unhinged Toni Storm. So, but up next is Claudio Castagnoli from the Death Riders. Just to give you guys a quick recap, we had Darby Allin and Willow Yuta starting out. Then we had Orange Cassidy. Then we had Daniel Garcia. We were supposed to have Mark Briscoe, but it looks like he got attacked backstage. And Roderick Strong came in. And now we have Claudio Castagnoli. So Roddy is battling Claudio. Well, as that's rocks, to be fair, Mark Briscoe's not joining the Don Callis family tonight. It's going to be a full gear when he faces off with Kyle Fletcher. If he loses to Kyle Fletcher, he has to join the Don Callis family. Yes, Boza, mother did have something to say, and they have to deal with Alex Windsor in Rio. And it sucks because we're not going to get Windstorm because they're on the opposite side. But it's going to be very interesting because if Mina does not go, then Tony's going to have to look for another partner. And the Death Riders has just been... I know, why do I feel... And I said this earlier. It's like, I feel like Sting's going to come in because we are in Greensboro, North Carolina. I see Sting coming in because he's on his last... Oh, Roderick Strong is now busted open. We see Wheeler Yuta busted open. We've seen Roderick Strong busted open. I could probably see Sting coming in. And I know it'll happen soon, but I know Bryan Danielson is itching to get back in the ring after what the Death Riders did to him last year at Wrestle Dream. He's just itching to get back in that ring because I know he's doing commentating. He's trying to do his job. But I know that American Dragon spirit in him is burning up in him. I'll also throw in Nigel McGuinness, too, because, as I said, after Daniel Garcia called him a parasite, yeah, I would be nervous. So, up next from the team, Darby and Collaboration, it'll be Kyle O'Reilly. So, this is where it's going to be very at a disadvantage. Oh boy. So it's pretty much going to be 4-on-5 at this point. Definitely, I know you want Eddie, but Eddie has also some stuff. He's helping Mr. Hangman Adam Page out with the ops. So and also with the fact too, Hook still has issues. So he's teaming up with Hook. I know, Jeff. I know. Mark Briscoe, I don't think Mark is going to be very clear. I don't think he's going to be cleared, but I just don't know because, like I said, with Hook and Eddie Kingston, they're helping out with Hangman, and also with the fact too, Eddie was a former tag team partner to Jon Moxley at one point. This is like the early years of AEW, if you guys didn't figure that out. But it's going to be very interesting for Darby and the rest of the conglomeration because they're down one minute. Literally, I hope not, because I would be very upset. Because after I love the women's Blood and Guts, I just hated the ending and the outcome of it. I just hope, because Darby and the conglomeration need this win. And it's crazy. It's been a year because last year, Orange Cassidy is right outside the ring. Daniel Garcia is just mocking Orange Cassidy. Stop mocking my guy. Oof. Pile driver by Willow Yuta onto Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli. It's like, it's pretty much damage at this point. So we're picture. The match is still going on live. This is your Timeless Elite, your PR princess, with you on the special 2.5-hour edition of AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. I'm very happy to see this come around. I don't think I'm going to do a post show tonight because there's a lot of layers to this, and you already saw all my excitement earlier in the night. So I will save all my energy for Friday because there's a lot of observations that I read. I did see Toni Storm. Toni Storm has a bone to pick. She's got a bone to pick with the Triangle of Madness, Marina Shafir, and Megan Bayne. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you can't get Willow Nightingale to face off against Marina Shafir because she's in the tournament, I just want to see Toni Storm wreak havoc on the rest of the Death Riders. No, definitely. I don't do SmackDown. That's my co-host, Honey. She does SmackDown on Friday nights. I do AEW on Wednesdays. And our other co-host said he usually does Monday nights. Raw, so we do have somebody, and then we also have a correspondent for NXT as well. Will handles NXT, I handle AEW, Honey handles Friday Night SmackDown, and Said handles Monday Night Raw. So we're all covered. And also make sure to check out Honey's watch along because Honey Night SmackDown is always fun. SmackDown is always fun with her. She always has some good insight in keeping the blue brand alive and well, because SmackDown has some cool stuff. I know the last couple weeks with creative and booking, it has been a little bit messy to see, but I do hope SmackDown gets everything right. No, it's not your fault, Jeff Mitterling. You didn't know, so I do appreciate you joining on my watch along for a special edition of Blood and Guts. It has been super fun on here, and Orange Cassidy's getting hit by the neck. I'm pretty sure the men are probably going to have a little bit more fun on this. I was happy to see the ladies, but let's see what the men can do. I'm very curious what's going to happen because Mark Briscoe's hurt. I know people think the Death Riders, but I do think it's the Don Callis family because Mark Briscoe has a match against Kyle Fletcher. It's crazy seeing some of these holiday commercials because I know we're at Thanksgiving, but it's very interesting. We're back live with Blood and Guts with our main event, the men's side, the Death Riders taking on Darby Allin and the conglomerations. Orange Cassidy Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Darby Allin. Just a little bit of an update. Mark Briscoe was supposed to be one of the entrants, but he got attacked backstage, so we don't know what's going to happen. So pretty much a 4 or 5. Just have to see who's next. I think up next is Pac. Yeah, it has to be Pac. Oh, Mox. Oh, it's Mox. So I guess Pac is going to be last. Yeah, because Pac is in this match. So Pac is going to be last. So Jon Moxley, I know he's excited because Darby and the collaboration are now one person. Mox coming out of the barricade. Oh my god, does he have that fork? Dear God, he has that fork from that I Quit match! I knew he had that fork in from All Out. He was eating everybody with a fork. I knew he was going to have that fork because he had that at All In Texas. He had that at All Out in Toronto. Oh, and going after Darby. And Darby ain't going to forget what he did to him. Ooh, that had to hurt. Mox is just like, here you go. Eat some silverware. Please don't let him drill in his ear. You know the men are going to go all out on this. I'm covering my face. They're just drilling. Darby Allin's back. I'm okay with a lot of violence, but whew. Whew, I know that fork had to hurt. They just threw Darby Allin like a rag doll. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's Moxley looking for now? Well, you got that barbed wire bat. Well, he's got a few little toys he could work with. Who was it? Oh, Jon Moxley's drilling Kyle O'Reilly with that glass. My God. Because we know Mark Briscoe. So yeah, the final person from the Death Rider is Pac. Told you! Yep, breaking news. Thank you, Boza, for that. Apparently, see? I knew it was the Don Callis family. I don't think it was the Death Riders because the Death Riders in. But yeah, it's gonna be 5-on-4. Well, we do have one more person left from the Death Riders, and that is Pac. Oof. I can tell you something. The men need to really do something because Darby and everybody else is getting destroyed. Yikes. On that broken glass. Just on Darby. He's swinging that man on. We go to break with this stuff. I know. It's crazy. Boza, but yeah. Because like I said, after this, Pac is going to come up for the Death Riders, and we'll start blood and guts. Oh my god. Absolute craziness. Moxley talking trash to the crowd. Ugh. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this is gonna develop. Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, I think he's gonna enter after the break. Yeah, Pac is. We're just waiting on Pac at this point. Well, I'm waiting on commercial. Sorry, I'm checking on my phone to see if there's any updates that are happening throughout tonight. So I'm just checking to see if there's any new updates that I'm missing. I'm just waiting for these commercials. Yeah, I think it was very smart to give him 30 minutes, but we're still going to have an overrun anyway. I'm happy. It's interesting having a handicap, but I feel like there's something because when you lose a teammate, it's going to be very interesting. But we're back alive with the men's blood and guts match. And Darby Allin, he's doing the same thing he did last year, climbing like Spider-Man. Coffin drop. And here comes Pac. Yep, Pac has to come in. So, and if you are with me, breaking news, it'll be a 4-on-5 blood and guts match. So I don't know how Darby and the collaboration are going to survive this one because I did pick them to win. And it'll help me out with the outcome that happened in the women's blood and guts. So here comes Pac. But yeah, we can start because everybody's in. Bell ring, 5-on-4, and here we go. I know, right? Boza, this is not a coincidence. I think Tony Khan sometimes, I mean, sometimes he does good moments, but then sometimes it's like a head scratcher moment, and I'm just like, what did you do? So it's kind of like, because there are some good things within AEW, it's just, yeah, well, it's like the Death Riders have it. That's the interesting part that the Death Riders have an advantage on this because it's 5-on-4. It's not 5-on-5. Willow Yuta fighting off. Oh boy. Wait, what? What's this? Wells, I think you're ahead of me. I know. I'm like, please don't tell me Marina Shafir is going to be in this match. I would be very disheartening, because I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to put her in this match, you damn sure better put Toni Storm. She had a lot of words to say to her. And yes, folks, this Saturday, AEW Collision will be live this weekend. And next week, we have Hangman Adam Page taking on Katsuyori Shibata. Next week, in the special 3-hour edition, Kenny Omega making a return. Mark Briscoe is coming out limping. He doesn't care what medical has to say. He's coming out. So I guess Mark Briscoe's trying to help out his team. Oh, Mark Briscoe is a champ. He's trying to take out the key. Oh, and it's locked. Oh, and he got the unlocked door. Mark Briscoe got some weapons. And also the fact, too, he was in last year's Blood and Guts, so that says a lot. Him and Darby were on the same team. Yeah, Mark Briscoe. That's one thing about people love Mark Briscoe and can relate with. He is resilient, he has a good heart, and he doesn't quit. And the crazy part is, yeah, him and Darby, this is the second time him and Darby teamed up together last year at Blood and Guts, because it was them two, The Acclaimed, and Swerve. That's really interesting. Well, outside the ring, Mark Briscoe suplexed Yuta. What does Orange Cassidy have? He's going in the toolbox. What's he getting? Oh, is that a monkey wrench? Get him, Orange! Get him with that monkey wrench! Roderick Strong hitting Claudio with the chain. Hey, what's up with my TV? Oh, I was gonna say, because I had a little bit of a blackout there, but and also we see Moxley and Orange Cassidy, two guys that yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. But yeah, we do see John Moxley and Orange Cassidy, two guys who know each other very well from the beginnings of AEW. Kyle O'Reilly's busted open. Mark, he's just bringing out any weapon. He has a table. Oh, Daniel Garcia, what does he have? He's choking Mark Briscoe with something. Oh, suplex outside of the mat. What's Mark Briscoe doing? What's he doing? What's Mark doing? Is he really? He's climbing on top of the Oh, he really was gonna. Mark Briscoe was really gonna do that. I know, right? You did see the video, Boza? Yeah, she's not playing. She is not playing. Mother Timeless. Don't worry, Boza, because I'm going to tell you something. The coming weeks, they're going to be. Toni Storm is going to bring out a violent side of her. Oh, and we see Wheeler Yuta and Mark Briscoe on top of the ring. What's Mark doing? Oh. Oh, he wants a chair. I know, make all Alex Winsor and Wuyo. Mark's bringing the chairs. That's actually a smart, innovative move. Oh, we got the chairs. Here comes Mark. He got chairs. What's they gonna do? What are they gonna do right here? What's Mark gonna do here? It's like swinging chairs back and forth. Dang. Oh my god, what's he gonna do here? What are they doing right here? Ooh, is that a low blow? Oh, Mark, you better be careful. Hitting Mark with that chair. Both men are down on. They're on top. Well, I guess it's going to continue, but we are in picture. The match is still going on with the men's blood and guts. Maria, I don't know if we're going to have a Mick Foley moment. I feel like that's been all said and done. It's going to be very interesting, but yeah. I know, both. I think they didn't want to do 3 hours because, I guess, just because, but it seems a lot better. So, but thank you for joining. It'll end. Well, it has to end by either submission or forfeit in Blood and Guts, and very curious on how the ending of the men's is going to look like. But pretty much all of the Death Riders seem to be having an advantage. Shockingly enough, we have seen Mark Briscoe, even though he was not cleared. I know it. I will say it has been, even though I did not like the ending to the women's, it was overall a solid event. It did everything that it needed to do. I was very intrigued by it. It was nice for the women's match. I got to give props to Harley Cameron because she brought out Mini Mone to the party. Happy to see the puppet. Happy to see her be a little bit violent into the fray. I loved it. I'm just waiting for the. I'm just waiting for the last 30 minutes. And Maria, I know the women's match should have, and I was saying this earlier before I got on, the women should have main evented, but I understand why with the men, because I guess with 12 women, if the women were 5-on-5, then that could be a different conversation. So I'm just waiting for these commercials to end. Ooh. This has been a long day for me. Ooh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not going to say the men's is awful, but the men are trying to check all the boxes. Unless they have something surprisingly. But we're back live with AEW Dynamite. With our main event, the men's blood and guts. Oh, Mark Briscoe. Well, it doesn't surprise me. He's bloody. But we have the Death Riders taking on Darby in the collaboration. What's really you thinking? What's he thinking on the top rope? Oh, he's using Mark Briscoe's finishing maneuver, which seems a little bit tacky, but what's Mark doing? Countered. Doing the J Driller. Off the top, boom. Top of the chair. Mark Briscoe is like on top of the cage. Darby is going to be Darby. He's used to this kind of stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Even this event. It's nice doing it. Please don't get that fork. Get that fork away from him. Oh, they both came down. Great. Pack and Mark Briscoe going at it. Getting Mark Briscoe onto the barricade. And here comes Darby with Pack. Because remember, Pack was the one that technically screwed Darby Allin in that coffin match. And not a surprise, Gabe Kidd. Because he's also a member of the Death Riders. I'm already sick of him. You know what it is? I didn't even like it when he spit in Willow's face. I ain't going to forgive him for that. And he's taking Darby Allin away. You taking Darby away. And like I said, Ishii's hurt. Hologram's hurt. Here comes Orange Cassidy with his pockets. Ooh, nice kick by Orange Cassidy. Oh my god, you're stapling Orange Cassidy's hands! Oh god! Poor OC. Oh god. They're just stapling his hands on his pants. The poor guy. Where did Gabe Kidd take Darby Allin? I'm going to say this. If the Death Riders win, I'm going to be very upset. Because I feel like they need to be destroyed. Oh my goodness. They're choking Darby Allin. I know. I would be more pissed off. Bad enough my mother Timeless got humiliated. And it's bad enough my own mother Timeless lost in humiliating fashion. Now I have to sit through this? What's he doing? He's really gonna put him on fire? My God. I just wish somebody would take out Gabe Kidd. And I didn't appreciate him when he spat in Willow's face. No way. Like, oh my God! They threw Darby Allin's on fire! He's on fire! Stop, drop, and roll. Learn the lessons. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. That's what you learned. When you're on fire, stop, drop, and roll. Took out Darby. Stapled Orange Cassidy on his jeans. Roddy's like, well, Jeff Middling, the only way this match can end is either submission or forfeit. That's the only way you're going to do that. Oh, boy. Well, they are really at an advantage because Mark Briscoe's out. Kyle O'Reilly. I guess I was wrong about Sting. I thought at least Sting would make an appearance since he's on his road to retirement. There's Roddy. Roddy's trying to... Kyle O'Reilly's giving John Moxley the middle finger! I love it! And they're going to do the same thing they did to Bryan Danielson. I know Bryan Danielson's having flashbacks. Look at Orange Cassidy. Look at him! He has a pep in his step. Look at him! There's Roddy and OC. I mean, they're down 2, but there's Mark outside the ring with Pac. Drill Pac through a table. Oh, Roddy drilled Daniel Garcia through a table, but it didn't break. Orange Punch. He knows Moxley very well. None of these tables are breaking. I think those are two. I think with the whole thing with Darby, it kind of woke them up. Claudio. Oof. Orange Punch. Roddy. Ugh. These tables are not breaking. The tables will not break. Orange Punch. Kyle O'Reilly. And he put that ankle lock in 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks in a row. He did that, and it ended in controversial fashion. Oh, finally! Roddy and Orange Cassidy finally drilled Claudio. Oh, look at Moxley. Look at Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly. He's putting that. Oh, he almost did. Because he's a technician. He's a submission person. You put that ankle lock in. You did the same thing on the ankle lock when they faced off against each other 2 weeks ago. Okay, this makes up for earlier. Man, he tapped out with that shit. Thank God Darby the Collaboration won. Thank God they won. Yes. Yes. And it's crazy. Fact, this is the second time Mark Briscoe and Darby Allin teamed up together. And they are 2-0. I just realized that. They're 2-0 so far. Because they teamed up last year and they teamed up this year. So big win for the conglomeration and Darby Allin. And we are going to see Mark Davis take on Mark Briscoe this Saturday on Collision ahead of his match against Kyle Fletcher. And like I said, next week for the 3 hour, we're going to see Hangman Adam Page taking on Katsuyori Shibata. Kenny Omega is going to be making his return. And yeah, this wraps up a special edition of Blood and Guts. So everybody could take a breather, because if it was the opposite, I could see it probably going the opposite direction. But yes, they got it done. I was very happy. But yeah, that wraps up AEW Dynamite special edition of Blood and Guts. And I was happy to be with all of you for tonight. I don't think I'm going to do a post show. I had too much excitement throughout this whole 2.5 hours. And also, you can tell by my voice, I got so excited. I yelled so much. But that's okay. It was fun. But thank you for joining me on a special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday, Blood and Guts edition. It was pretty interesting. I do have a lot of thoughts into this going into Friday. But let's just pack this in. And it's nice that Darby Allin and the collaboration finally got a win. I'm very happy for it. It was a solid match, even though I did not like the women's ending. I was very happy. I was very, very happy to see that happen. But it did what it needed to do. Solid match between Hangman and Powerhouse Hobbs. Happy to see Eddie Kingston and Hook. Didn't like the segment with FTR and Ricky. I was happy to see Ricky, but they could have done without FTR. So I'm very happy. And also seeing Westside Gunn at an AEW show tonight in the front row. That was crazy. But as I mentioned, thank you guys for joining with me on this special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. Shout out to Oza, Jeff Hindler, Eddie Foster, Maria, making sure I don't miss anybody. SS Rocks 2001. I'm just making sure I don't miss anybody, because you guys have been super supportive. Because even though people do get flock with AEW, with their storylines and everything else, because me included, I got to give constructive feedback, because I want them to grow. I want them to take it to the next level. I want them to fix on their storylines. But it's going to be very interesting on what's going to happen, not just after Blood and Guts, but also what's going to happen after Full Gear. So, put on your seatbelts, because we have a very interesting road, because next week we're in Boston, Massachusetts next week for a special 3-hour edition. We know Kenny Omega's making his return. We know Hangman's going to take on Katsuyori Shibata. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, thank you for joining with me. You know where to find me. I'm here chirping periodically on WWT Live as I can. Wednesdays, you know where to find me. Obviously, you know where to find me on socials on @CourtneyNG11. I do have a lot of stuff happening. Make sure to check out my interview with Georgia Smith, the daughter of the British Bulldog. It was a really fun interview. Shout out to everybody in the rest of the WWT panel for everybody putting in the hard work in. We are a great team. We all know how to have fun, and we love women's wrestling. So feel free to check it out. Also, make sure to check out my other siblings, because the Kayfabe podcast is coming back tomorrow. Very curious on what topics they're going to discuss, everything else. But thank you guys for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and I will see you on Friday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.